The automation paradox. Why freedom requires a system? Everyone say that they want freedom. They want freedom to sleep in, freedom to do wherever they work. Whatever they love, whatever they love. But here's the paradox. Freedom doesn't come from doing less. It comes from building more and building something that work for you. Most people want escape, but real entrepreneur want efficiency. That's the key, efficiency, okay? That's the difference between people who dream of freedom and people who actually design, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna show you and explain to you why freedom requires system and show you how to actually build it, okay? So step one, you need to realize that freedom is an illusion. Most people think of freedom means no structure, you're completely free to do anything in your life, no schedules, no rule, no responsibility even. But what they don't realize is chaos is just another prison. If you wake up every day and you don't know what's the next thing you can do is, you are not free. You are just lost. You are essentially just lost. Okay, if I wake up to tomorrow and I just are completely free in this term, you can do whatever you want. By having so much option, you would do nothing. Because you are essentially just lost. You don't know what to do. You're free. So when you have a structure creates space. And automation create freedom within the structure. Okay? So most people I know have a system because they don't waste their time on decisions that don't matter, on like doing things that really doesn't move their life. Okay? In a sense, if you have a system or a structure in place, you know what you want to do. You know what you should do. And that's the difference between fake freedom and actual freedom. When you are actually free, you know what you want to do, and you can do it. That's different. That's the difference. To get actual freedom, you do the thing that you want to do, and you create a system that automate everything that you don't need to do. That's when you're free. You don't just, oh, I am free now because I can do whatever I want. When you are doing whatever you want, no matter what happened, or if you just don't have a plan, you're just lost. You were completely all in chaos because you don't know what you want to do with your life really. So step two, system under leverage. I kind of talk about this in law. So you have only two options in life: build a system or you become one. You become a cog in the machine. If you don't have a system that generate income for yourself or generate the time that you need for yourself, then you become the system that generated for someone else. Does that make sense? If you're not the machine, if you're not running the machine, you're the cog type of thing. So most people trade their time for money. Okay. System trade processes for money. They trade a they trade an automation or they process something for money. Like for example, if you were to go and do outreach, for example, instead of trading your time doing outreach, you can trade, oh, the system that process outreach, and then you can get the money. Same deal. And all you need to design it, you design it once, you fix it a couple of times, and then once it works, it essentially paid you forever. So the real game of wealth is not to work harder, but to make your work irrelevant and do the thing that you actually wanted to. Okay, so step 3 is not to resist automation. A lot of people resist automation, but the funny thing is, most people fear automation not because it doesn't work, it's because it forced them to face how replaceable their work is. So think about all the comment, all the news on online to say, oh, AI gonna take my job. Oh, automation take my job. Oh my God, and robots gonna take my job. They don't want to admit that, oh, a machine can do their job better than they are. Okay? It's really is just an ego thing. Like their ego is just so fragile. It's oh, I've been working at this for 4 to 5 years now, and now they have AI doing it. No way they can do that better than me. They won't admit that, and they're still scared that they'll be replaced by AI. But here's the truth, okay? It's not the machine that replaces you. It's the person who will learn to build the machine that will essentially replace you, okay? That's why skill stacking is so important. You don't need to be technical about everything. You need to learn every single fine detail, everything. You need to understand the process of something. So, for example, if you were to just go back to something I am familiar to, doing outreach, and you're just doing outreach, and it is different. Is okay. You know that this is the best time to call. This is the best thing to say. You know that, oh, if I say this during this situation, it will change everything. Okay, that's really good. It is useful for you to go into technical things, but to automate something, to make something work, you just gotta understand the top layer. So, for example, all I need to know is for outreach, I need to do 200 outreach a day. And maybe I'll need to know the time, and maybe I need to know the messages I sent out. Okay. So those are most three basic thing that all beginner of outreach will know. But then since you just understand how the process works, you understand, okay, the client will answer this, okay, and if the client answer that, reply that with that. There are thousands and thousands of possibilities, but you can narrow down the couple that are the most common and understand their process. And once you learn it, that's how you use it to design a system that can run without you. Okay? Once you understand the common thread and what need to happen to make that common thread close, that's when you essentially get the 80 result with the 20 input. Okay. Step 4. I'll get into how to actually build it. It's automate your leverage. So here is how to think like a system builder. First, the first thing first is always observe. If you every single time you get into a new field, you observe. You observe what happened, who do what's the top guys doing, what's the strategies, and just try to observe it. Okay. So you just repeat, you start asking question, what do You are what do they repeat every day. What's my client do every day? Or just what do you repeat every day? What repeats every day? Observe that. And then what I recommend is do it. Document it and do it. Write down or do the thing that they do. Actually go into it and do it. See the common frustration, see okay, what's going on here, and write down every single step that you take to move through that process. Okay, that's the second step. Document and actually do it. Double D's. 3. Then once you understand that process, you probably can guess the next step. You automate it. You use software, you use AI, or even use VAs to handle that process for you, because you actually knows how it works. If you understand a process, it's easier to hire someone who just have a low skill level because you understand how it works already. You just teach them really quick on how to do the thing, just because you know how it works and all they gotta do is just repeat it. Compared to you have to hire someone really high with high salaries, and then they can just do that thing. I mean, that's why a lot of company spare a lot of money for just low level worker, because once you have paid them low and all you have to do is just teach them, it's easier, it's more profitable to train an A player than to hire a player. That's it. Step 4 is just optimize everything, improve the part that break. And what I typically do is I find the complaints. A lot of the time you'll have complaints about the system. Look into it. That's the most obvious one. Just look for complaints and just fix it. There it is. So that's it. The freedom really isn't built through motivation. It's built through iteration. That's how I built my own system, and the one that I essentially run whenever I want, wherever I want. And every part of it, the lead generation, the follow up, the appointment setting, it's all automated. Like the whole thing. I literally have that thing turn on, and I would just have calls start to pop into my calendar. It's as simple as that. So I don't chase deal chase me. But that's pretty much it for this video and why freedom requires system. So if you are a business worker or a agency owner who target business seller and want to have a system that generate them client automatically 5 to 10 qualified sellers every single month without them doing that much work, check out my auto seller generate course below. But other than that, later.